HSP, highly sensitive person quiz, and it's the only test I've gotten a perfect score on in a long time. So to be an HSP's brains form slightly differently, and they have a different neurotransmitter, one where they don't produce the same amount of serotonin as other brains, which can make them more volatile emotional. Emotions are bigger for them, things are bigger. However, because of this brain difference, they're also more deeply empathic, in tune. They can connect with people at a deeper level because of their heightened sensitivities. A lot of the times, being a highly sensitive person feels like a curse. Why can't I just be normal? But really, it's what I've built my business around, being sensitive. And because of my sensitivities, I also have ESP, extrasensory perception, and have developed some of these esoteric abilities. I did a video recently on the clairs and the clair abilities as far as psychic sensing goes, so you can always scroll down on the Rainbow Warrior page to access that clair video. But today is about psychic tools. How can psychic tools benefit your business? I would love for you to type that in the comments if you're watching. How do you think psychic tools can benefit your business? Let me know you're here by typing your answer into the comments. I've been a psychic trainer for almost a decade, and I used to do psychic readings for people, and I still can. However, what I really feel passionate about these days is teaching people how to read themselves, because really, you're the best one that knows. I can pull information out of your astral body all day, but you know you the best. You can feel you the best, ideally. So a lot of psychic sensing is about fine-tuning your ability to sense yourself. I call it into-me, I see, or intimacy. True intimacy starts here on the inside and expands outward. So today I'm going to teach you a couple of practices that you can apply to your business, to your sensing and seeing, also to your own personal practice, because psychic awareness is something that can be developed and does need practice, and you can lose it if you're not training, and there's certain things that can come in and affect your clarity, really. For me, psychic abilities have enabled me to jumpstart a spiritual career, and I can read people more better. I can tell if they're lying, I can tell when something resonates with them, I can see that in their energy body. To see resonance, right, is a skill set. Not everybody reads cues energetically or social or otherwise. Not everybody has that ability. A lot of people on the spectrum, to some degree, HSPs are actually neurodivergent as well, so it's a different form of neurodivergence, but other people might not be able to pick up on social cues in the same way as, say, the average brain. Psychic abilities and exploration of the esoteric has been so fun for me, because it takes me beyond the physical plane of this world into other experiences. So it's really, really exciting in that way. Never a dull moment when exploring the astral realms. And the benefit of having the ability to see beyond the physical, right, connects us to something that's beyond the physical, to God, to spirit, to creator consciousness, to something that's bigger than just the here and the now. I've seen all sorts of glorious which I lost community members to gun violence, somebody just coming in and shooting up the place. So this boutique of energy, this attack on the mind feels very near and dear to me. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to start first with a chakra practice. So for me, when I'm reading somebody's field, I use two things at the basic level. One is the central channel, this line of energy that connects to collective consciousness, and it connects through the center of our body to each one of the chakras and down into the earth. The central channel, the manifest energy line, is how life force flows into the body. It can be a thin line, it can be as wide as a tunnel or a tube, and it can also become broken or shifted out of place. And when that happens, our manifestation, our life force can be wonky. We might be getting sick or having some type of spiritual, physical, mental, emotional symptom that shows us that we're out of alignment with our heart, with our central channel, with our center, really. And so when I'm doing a reading for someone, I'm drawing that line through the center of their body with my eyes. And I'm seeing where they're located at around it. You know, if they're like, whatever the posture is in relation to that central line. Maybe they're like shifted to one side, they're beside themselves. Maybe they're kinked out in their neck or their shoulder, both, or many places, right? So tracking this central channel and where someone is oriented at on either side of it can really give me a lot of information about what's going on in their experience. You know, for instance, if somebody is kinked out in the neck, they might be experiencing lies and deceit in their life, or they have writer's block or something in the way of their creativity. If something's disconnected in the hips or the legs, people could be having difficulties making a decision and moving forward with their life, or maybe spirit wants them to move forward, but they have their feet sort of dug in. So you can begin to pay attention to these things to help you really learn to read people more better. Central channel. Right? I spent my whole life trying to balance and get the central channel to sort of come into alignment. I'm going to see if I have a piece of selenite close by. I usually do. Selenite is a great stone to help you snap your central channel into place. You can just hold it in the center of your body, and it will automatically align that central channel. And if you experience a kink out in some place, using selenite to just direct it back to where it's supposed to go. Simple, easy energy hack. Selenite. This is what it looks like. I use it to create a great inner room of protection, and also for central channel work. Okay, so central channel is big, and oh yes, I was not looking at the comments. Hello, all of you who hopped on, beautiful beings. It's good to have you here. And again, if you are on and you're engaging, you'll be entered to win a free past life business reading with me. So let me see those comments. If you feel like sharing this, you can't really share it outside of this group, never mind. But comment and engage, and then I'll enter you to win. That's good to see you lovelies on here. I see you popping in. All right. Central channel. The second thing that I use more than anything else is chakra consciousness. Knowing what each energy center relates to in the physical energetic body. Right? So each chakra has a meaning associated with it. It has something that it does that it correlates to, as well as the physical or physical parts of the body that it also supports. So for instance, we're going to just walk up through them, because knowing the chakra consciousness, if you don't already, can really help you do readings in conjunction with this central channel. A lot of my shamans that I've trained know this. I see one of you on, Amber. She already knows all of this, for sure. But for those of you that haven't done a shaman training with me, you might not know this yet. And maybe you know chakra consciousness, but you haven't necessarily connected it to the central channel or doing a reading for someone. So if you're aware of chakra consciousness, just let me know in the chats, like you're familiar, you know what they mean, you've studied it, all of that, so I know where you're at in the spectrum of information. And if you're totally new, you can let me know that too. No shame there. We all started somewhere. All right, I'm going to work with the 7 physical ones of the body. There are 12 chakras. The ones outside of the body are transpersonal energy centers and connected to divinity or spirit in some way, whereas we have 7 of the physical body, 7 main ones. We also have minor chakras, energy centers, in every single joint. A chakra means wheel of light in Sanskrit, and chakras have been recorded in history up to 5,000 years ago. This is an ancient practice. It's been around for a long time, and it's actually in history books up to 5,000 years prior to now. Okay, so when I do energy work, typically I start at the base, the bottom. This is the densest, where the densest energy is. It's what appears more physical. It vibrates slower than the upper chakras that are more connected to spirit and divine. So bringing your awareness to your root chakra, where your legs spread apart. The root is red ball of energy, and it has to do with the legs. It can be associated with the genitalia, so can the sacral. But really we have hips, legs, pelvis. These are the physical aspects of the root chakra. The root chakra consciousness has to do with money, finances, safety, security, and also life purpose on the planet. So if you're one of the ones that you don't know what you're here for or what you're supposed to be doing for work, right, it could be an issue in the root chakra. So if you're also not making enough money, chances are you're not landed into your base. So we work base up. We want the base to be strong so that it can hold the energy of spirit that comes down. But we're on Earth. So root chakra, finances, purpose. Moving your awareness up, right below your belly button, we have the sacral chakra. This energy center has to do with sexuality, family dynamics, children. It's also a creative center. This is how we create life force, creativity. Let's see if I can move it so you can see. I'm not sure why it adjusted in the way that it did. But yes, so low belly, my answer there. The sacral chakra is usually depicted by an orange ball of energy, an orange light. And again, we have genitals, we have the belly here, the sacral. The sacral chakra is the emotional level of the field, and the first chakra, the root, is the physical. It's the actual body, the 3D density. And the sacral, the second chakra, is emotion. So this is usually where empaths are challenged here in the sacral. They have a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, also HSPs, right? But a lot of empaths have an overdeveloped sacral chakra energy. And so again, as you're looking at the body, you can sort of tune into that central channel, see where they're kinked out, in which chakra center, and then begin to do a reading based on the chakra information that you know. Okay. Moving up into the solar plexus, where the ribs spread apart. Yellow ball of energy. This is the mental level of the field. It has to do with our thoughts. The children of the new age are incarnating with their higher brain actually in their solar plexus, but the older generations still have the old brain, the old thinking center. So the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, has to do with personal power, confidence, or low self-esteem if it's disconnected or undercharged. It has to do with organization, beauty, details. This is very a Virgo chakra. People who are really organized or really disorganized. If you're really disorganized, it could be that you need to clean out this solar plexus chakra energy. So you can begin to listen to cues. They're like, oh, my house is a mess, right? That right there could indicate that they're having a solar plexus issue, and you can include that in your reading. So listening, knowing the chakra consciousness, seeing where their body's kinked out, right, can give you a lot of information. All right. Oh, also critical thinking here in the solar plexus, and people are self-deprecating, judgmental of self or others, right, is the third chakra imbalance. Critical thinking is great when it is utilized for problem solving, and it's really damaging when it's used against self or others. Just scrolling down to look at comments. Beautiful beings, good morning, hi. Yeah, if you're hopping on again and you engage in the comments, I'll enter you to win past life reading with me in relation to your business. So we're just doing chakra consciousness right now. Okay. Third chakra, heart. The heart connects earth and spirit in the center of the energy body. This has to do with, it's a green ball of energy. It has to do with relationship to self, relationship to other, relationship to the world. If you're feeling lonely, depressed, disconnected, right, chances are your heart is hard or closed down, this energy center. If you're feeling full of life and really connected to your community and the world around you, your heart might be open, expressed. Earth energy comes up, spirit energy comes down, and naturally it's supposed to flow out the front and back of the heart. For some people who have a hardened heart, what happens if earth energy comes up, spirit energy comes down, it gets trapped, and people gain weight. If you're noticing weight gain, it could be because you have to work on your hardened heart, opening that heart chakra, so the energy can flow. I will gain weight if I have a hardened heart. I get miserable. This is also where I'm a masochist, and I'm like, nobody loves me. I have an Eeyore complex. If I'm like, nobody loves me, I don't have many friends, right? My heart is closed. So again, you're listening for the cues and what your clients are telling you. The heart. But if it's open, right, you're the life of the party, you want people to come to your house, you want to go hang out with them, you just feel connected, even as an introvert, like I am. Okay. Throat chakra. Blue ball of energy. The throat has to do with voice, truth, creative expression, art. For those of you that have a fear of public speaking or get really nervous, right, it could be that you were persecuted for your expression in this lifetime, in another lifetime, in all the lifetimes. A lot of healers are carrying a persecution wound. Light workers have it from being persecuted in the past, whether we were or not. It's in the astral field. If I show up fully in my magic, I will be hunted, chased down, hung, murdered, burned, right? So part of opening up this energy center is to remove that persecution wound, blockage inside of your field, which I can help with, right? Or you can go and explore. A lot of times it's here. Sometimes I can even feel a noose around my neck in the astral, in the logical planes. So if you're experiencing people lying to you, if you're lying, right, you have a distortion here. If you have writer's block, your art is not flowing out of you, you could be stopped up here. Or if you're simply terrified of stepping forward because you don't know why, chances are you were persecuted and you carry that light worker persecution wound, which so many of us have. Lifetimes and lifetimes. Think of Jesus and Mary. To be divine is to be murdered. At least some of us are holding that consciousness, but don't let it stop you from using your voice. If you sing, if you tone, if you hum, you can get this energy center to open. This is really important if you're showing up in leadership in your work. But again, you're tracking. Somebody might be totally aligned in the rest of their body and kinked out here. And we want to look for that light worker persecution wound. If that's the case, we can help them take it out, open it up, or just encourage them to come forward with their expression. Third eye. I call this the into me, I see center, intimacy. This is where psychic powers come. This is where clairvoyance comes from. The psychic powers actually come from different areas of the body. Clairsentience is from that first chakra. Feeling energy. So clairvoyance, claircognizance, well, clairaudience, right, hearing, all of this, all of these psychic powers are coming from this third eye center. So when you see visions and colors and all of those things, that's a clairvoyant third chakra, sorry. We're at the sixth chakra. Sixth chakra capacity. Going back down. Apparently I need some third chakra work. Confidence. When this energy center is distorted, it's difficult for us to see energy, to connect deeply in that way. It's difficult for us to see what's going on in ourselves, to feel what's going on in ourselves, because we have some muddiness in here. Now, when we're doing psychic readings for other people, some people have a natural affinity for it, but always, we can only see and perceive to the depth that we are clear in our own vessel. If you have trauma in your throat, if you have that light worker's persecution wound and it hangs out here, you're really only receiving information down a little ways into your body. So your life's work as a healer is to clear out the karma, the trauma in your vessel so that all of the movement can be restored and your powers are in integrity. But until that happens, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I have trauma wounding that I'm still clearing. I'm actively clearing now. But we can only be informed about another person to the depth that we are clear. In the trauma training that I'm experiencing, Thomas Hubel has a concept called feeling you, feeling me. So in order to be informed about you, I must step with you into your experience. And I can perceive your experience to the degree that I am clear. So, and if I'm not clear, I am projecting some aspect of my experience onto yours. It can still be accurate, but it's not as pristine as it would be if your system was open, your original movement was restored, healing, when the original movement of the life force energy is restored. Okay? That's my current definition of healing. I'd love to know, as we go along the chakras in the comments, which one you feel like needs work right now. So just type that in there for me. Which one do you feel like might be closed down or wanting to be open as you tune in? My psychic powers completely shut off last year. I had a very traumatic Christ consciousness archetypal year that severed my connection with spirit. It was quite disoriented for a psychic trainer, shamanic type practitioner to not have that connection to spirit. So when it started coming back, as I cleared out some of the fragment trauma, karma, all the things. For me, karma is trauma from the past that wasn't integrated, usually other lifetimes. So it was integrated in that lifetime, and it follows us into this one. Trauma is any place where a wound happened, some impact happened to the energy field, and the movement was inhibited. So usually it's a place where you went numb because the experience you were having was too overwhelming to navigate. And overwhelming can be so different to each person. So when we get overwhelmed, we stop feeling something. We go numb. We cannot feel. And it's wise, it's intelligent, it's protective, but it's also inhibiting the flow of the energy. So as we do our trauma healing, we want to invite these places that are shut down to begin to melt so that movement can come back. Okay. Check in the comments. Yeah, so tell me where you feel you're being, what chakra needs work. Finally, we're going to end at the crown chakra, top of the head. This is our connection to collective consciousness, spirit, the divine, God. A lot of people that maybe were in cultish religious environments might have disconnected from God. So they don't believe in the divine, they're agnostic or atheist, right? Because this connection has been diminished. But if it's connected, we know that we are the divine or the divine exists, right? And this is also our connection to everyone and everything in the astral planes. This is it, like in the physical realm. This chakra is depicted by the color purple to white light. I forgot. The third eye is indigo color. And this is also where our direct knowing, when we can hear those spirit messages, they come from the crown. And so if you're claircognizance, where you just receive information and you know things, right, that's coming from your crown center. When I do channeling, so people, again, I receive the information down and it comes through my voice. Or if I'm fully in my clarity and I'm feeling another person, I'm having the same experience in my body that they're having in theirs, and then I can help them or feel what's going on with them. And sometimes just that process of being felt in your experience, where somebody's really actually feeling you, not just saying that they're feeling you, that can be enough to melt whatever it is, that co-regulation amongst humans. So feeling you, feeling me is a monumentally profound practice to begin utilizing with your clients. How deeply can you feel them? Does it stop here? If you can feel them from the chest up? Or are you able to share their experience with them from your head to your toes inside your body? It's a huge practice. It takes a lot of work. Feeling you, feeling me. Okay. Alright, so then, again, central channel, chakra consciousness. Right there, I have a lot of information depending on how a person is oriented. I can look at their body and I can see where that energy is flowing. and I can see the dark spots where it's stuck. Or if you're clairsentient and you feel it, you could have eyes closed and you could scan their body and see where the movement is and where it stops. And then you can give them that information. Hey, I noticed that when I got to your solar plexus, I reached a hard spot, and I'm wondering if you've been experiencing insecurity lately. Again, you should know if you're doing the reading for them. But you can also ask them to validate. I'm curious, for those of you who do readings actively, what clair experience do you feel the most connected to, if you know what they are? Chakra consciousness in business. If business is flowing, chances are your chakras are open, they're clear, they're in connection with one another, and if business is not flowing, you might have a distortion somewhere in the system. So you want to go through and do a chakra opening, clearing practices, of which I share on this page somewhere. You can find them, or you can ask me if you want one. And get these energy centers open and in balance. The more open and vibrant and clear your energy centers are, the easier and more profound life flows. If you're not manifesting, you want to check your central channel, you want to check your chakras and see what's going on there. Do a little nurturing connection to get that open. Okay. The last thing that I want to do is I want to take you into the Akashic Record Library to begin the practice of accessing the Akashic Records. I use the Akashic Records all the time in my business because I think it's so fun to do another lifetime reading for somebody and see this movie of that life. Again, time has collapsed. There's not necessarily like the past, present, future per se, but we do have a history and everything's in the Akashic Record. So if you go into the Akashic Record for the intention of doing a lifetime reading, it might actually be in the future, right? It could be in the now. It's all in the now, I think. But anyway, again, when we have a lifetime where a traumatic experience occurs that we do not heal, it follows us. This can be true for your business also. Something may have occurred in your work or not work in another lifetime that's bleeding through because it wasn't fully integrated or spiritualized. So I'm going to guide you through a little Akashic Record accessing practice so that you can begin to tune in with that. I think it's so fun. Again, and all of this is a skill. Sensing is a skill set that you need to develop. It might not be crystal clear right off the gate. It might be for you, or you might already be well practiced. But psychic sensing is something that you turn on over time through practice, through awareness, through devotion, through cultivating the energy. So we're going to go into the Akashic Records, and if you don't get any information, you just try again later. Or you can access one of my meditations, my practices. Those are available to you. The reason why I'm sharing all of this information is because I just launched a program called Intuit, where we're getting into spiritual business practices, foundations for healers, empaths, sensitive souls, psychic and spiritual types. Because what I found is that a lot of healers are not making money. They're definitely not enough. Maybe just enough, because we always have enough, right? And so a part of my mission right now is to really help healers thrive so that the world can change. If the healers are not thriving, the state of things isn't as vibrant, it's not as healthy. So Intuit is to help you really stabilize in your spiritual business so that you can take your finances and your business to the next level and also get in front of the clients that you're here to serve. Again, if you're a healer and you have no clients, like what are you doing? You need clients. That's what you came for, so let's get on it. As well as Intuit includes my formula, the magic way of doing business, because I want the magic to stay alive even as we do physical, real-life, practical activations. Getting that base really filled in, getting the structure in place. So the magic way of doing business, there's psychic training tools, intuitive practices, meditations, energetic hygiene practices to really help support your frequency as you expand to the next level of your spiritual or healing business, or both if you're both. Anyway, that's my plug for Intuit. You can always reach out about more information. I'll send you the link. I'll also post it under this video. But I would love to have you join. I'm running a special right now that won't last for long. So you can inquire with more details later. Okay, astral Akashic Record practice. We're not doing astral travel. We're doing Akashic Record access. I have a lot of tools, so they all blend together. You're going to need quiet for this. If you're not in a quiet place, maybe you come back later, say goodbye for now, and watch the end of this video when you can drop into a meditative space, because if you get interrupted, you won't be able to access the Akashic, the astral, whatever it is, because you'll be distracted or interrupted. So if you're here and you can drop in to this meditative space, I want you to close your eyes and start by taking some deep breaths. You're going to breathe from your root chakra all the way up to your crown, up the central channel, and you're going to exhale the energy back down to the root, and keep inhaling and exhaling up the spine this way. through this doorway into your Akashic record chamber, and just take a moment to take in what your Akashic chamber looks and feels like. Here, I just want to ask the Akashic Record Chamber, we're going to ask 3 questions in relation to our business. So look at the records on the wall as they exist in your Akashic Record library and see one that lights up. And when you find the one that lights up, walk over to it, pull it down, and hold it open in front of you. This is a book of light. You're simply holding light in your hands and staring down at it, your Akashic imprint. So looking down at this glowing book, you're going to ask this book, this record, what do I need to focus on in my business right now? As you stare down, you're going to wait to receive the answer. Maybe it's a picture or some words. What do I need to focus on in my business right now? Catalog that information in your head, having received the answer. The next question is, what offering wants to be expressed through me? What offering wants to be expressed through me? And wait for the answer. Reveal to me a block that's holding me back and why. Reveal to me a block that's holding me back and why in relation to my business. Thanking this record for what it has revealed to you and closing that golden book of light, putting it back where you found it, taking one last look at your Akashic record chamber as it appears today, turning to that door on your right, walking through it, finding yourself at the landing on the bottom of the stairs, beginning to climb up the stairs one by one, looking towards the light at the top of the staircase as you climb, feeling your feet as they hit each step all the way up. And then walking through the doorway at the top, back into the sunshine on the sand, turning towards the temple doorway and gratitude to God, Goddess, the Akashic Record Keepers, and then looking down towards the water in your rowboat and making your way across the sand to your rowboat, untying it from the shore. And you're going to push off the shore, hop back into your boat, and begin to row down the Nile once again. Keep rowing back into that portal in your heart, coming back to this place here now, time and space inside your body. Wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I would love to know in the comments how that was for you, what messages you received, if any. Maybe nothing came through and that's totally fine. Or if you want to record those answers right away in the comments so that you have them, that is very welcome. Thanks for going on this little journey with me today. Psychic practices, just a couple. Of course, I have dozens and dozens and dozens, and if you decide to sign up for Intuit, you'll get access to all of my tools and esoteric practices, as well as one-on-one business support over 3 months. It's a 3-month program, and if you're watching this video and you choose to sign up, there's a special bonus for you, an extra month of coaching for free included in the package. So that would be 4 months with the cost of 3. And yeah, Intuit includes 2 one-on-one calls per month, plus dozens of online training videos in the beautiful online portal, and hands and eyes on your spiritual healing business. So yeah, I think it's an extraordinary value for what it is, and I have a lot of experience both in the realms of magic as well as in the realms of business cultivation. And I would love to be a guide for you on your journey as a spiritual soulpreneur. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate your engagement, and I will see you soon.